Okay. Circle's done.
Alright, next, light the candles and place the sacrifice inside.
Are you sure this is the only way? I'm not sure Krim's gonna forgive us for burning this.
NPC, he's been gone for a week. He could be anywhere. The only way for the searching spell to work is if we burn something that's precious to the target. The better the connection, the better the chance of the spell working. Now put the damn book in the circle.
But he loves this book.
NPC, we may never find him if you keep stalling. Burn the book. Guardian Stickle to Redavatar et nos. Estondidit tenetar. What happened? Did it work?
That depends. Was the light thing supposed to hit the cat?
Oh, you idiot! You must have screwed something up. The light was supposed to hit you, not her.
Well, what can we do? Can we recast the spell?
Well, we can't exactly burn the same book twice, now can we?
So that's it? We'll never know where Krimson is?
We don't. But Leia does.
Have you recovered?
Where am I?
You've been moved. It was necessary to keep you hidden.
You're a sick fuck.
You mean you didn't enjoy listening to the book? But it sounded like so much fun.
I was wearing my favorite shirt. Sleeveless, white violet lace. I was wearing it as a farewell gesture. My carry-on item was a parka.
You have to finish what you started, Krimson. Only the movie is left.
Keep that away from me!
You can't fight this. Not anymore. You're going to help change the world. Whether you like it or not.
Wait. Why me? Why are you doing this? What the hell are you?
I am every ounce of anger you've ever felt. All the rage, all the selfishness you've ever spat out. And thanks to you, I'll soon be one of the strongest mages on the planet. No one will be able to stop me. Not you, not your friend, not the council.
Why torture me like this? This could only slow you down.
You mean you haven't figured it out? You don't know what bonds us? We don't just look alike. We're bonded, tied together by the rings you so foolishly put on. I didn't need your address to find you. I always knew where you were. You can never hide from me.
No, but... The rings. The rings were delivered. Someone chose me for this. Who was it? Why me?
Why you? Because you were the perfect candidate. You are a battery. Your anger fuels me. You even made a show to review bad movies. I could leave you alone and you did all the work for me. I would have even let you keep on living comfortably until you thought you could fight me. Now we're putting the final pieces into place. You will watch this, you will go berserk, and I will become stronger than anyone has ever been. Now, do what you were brought here for.
Why are you even doing any of this? What's the point? You have to have an end game!
You're a good writer. And every good writer knows he doesn't give all his answers at once.
Twilight. You already hate it, so why are you watching me kill myself? Twilight is one of the most detestable, hated, objectively awful books produced in the last 100 years. And for some reason that still escapes me, people love it. Maybe they don't mind the terrible writing style. Maybe they've never seen a book before and are impressed by the new phenomenon. Or maybe they just like the fact that the main character has almost no personality and they can implant themselves into the story. Whatever their reason, Twihards, the series' biggest fans, have earned their mockery for a decade now. Published in 2005, Twilight was the result of author Stephenie Meyer making a deal with Galacki, the Lord of Dead Dreams. Meyer claims that the inspiration for this nightmare of literature came from a dream of a flawless woman talking to a flawless vampire. And so the most boring romance ever imagined was born! It wasn't just that the romance was boring, the romance was antithetical! I'm not sure how much chemistry you can really develop between two non-characters, but it would probably help if they weren't always pissed off or yelling at each other. We could probably chalk some of that up to how sick this relationship really is. I mean, we're talking abuse, stalking, severe dependency issues, the works. Trust me, there will be plenty to mention about that later on. Now, as there are people who will defend this, I want to counter one point really quick. Yes, the first book spent several months on the New York Times bestseller list. Yes, Meyer was granted a $750,000 book deal for the first 3 books alone. But you know what other book was really popular back in 1930s Germany? Mein Kampf, and every good German citizen had a copy on their coffee table. Popular does not mean good. The first book was written in only 3 months, which might sound impressive to some until you realize that such a feat doesn't leave time for editing or revision. As such, Twilight reads like a very wordy, very amateur fanfiction. And I'm not dissing fanfics, remember, I wrote one for 7 years. Some fanfics are better than published novels, but Meyer's work wastes so much time on irrelevant tripe that you'll be begging for literally anything to happen. There is minimal variety in the vocabulary, no character growth to speak of, and a plot that is somehow both rushed and horrifyingly slow. The entire book reads like Meyer's jumbled thoughts were typed out as fast as possible and never saw an editor of any kind. And the worst part is, I didn't hate Twilight when it first came out. Stop! Let me explain! First off, I never liked Twilight. I just gave it a chance when it first came out. In 2007, I was a junior in college. I had just finished reading the final Harry Potter book the year before, and I needed something new to occupy my time. Something that I could discuss with a lot of people. Something that would stir my thoughts both while I was reading it and while I wasn't. Well, Twilight did just that. I went into Twilight hearing good things about it after watching the first movie's trailer. My roommate at the time and my girlfriend both vouched for the book, whose judgments I still question to this day. So, with all that going for it, I decided to give the book a fair shot. I made it through about a third of the book before I couldn't stand to go 1 page more. Do you hear that, everyone who likes this garbage? I went in with an open mind, giving this a fair chance! I didn't hate it right off the bat! I didn't jump on the bandwagon and start hating Twilight the first time I heard about it! You can't accuse me of not giving this book a fair shot!
You have no power here.
For whatever reason, the drunken science experiment that greenlit Twilight as a movie did so with a release date of November 21st, 2008. Since much of the filming took place in the woods and they weren't hiring actual talent, the first film had a budget of $37 million and took 44 days to shoot. And sadly, it did very well financially. Twilight almost made up its entire production budget in 1 day, gaining a box office profit of $35.7 million. Because no one ever lost money underestimating the intelligence of the American public. Or horny soccer moms. And of course, once the movie came out, so did a lot of the well-deserved hate.
No, I'm a killing machine. It's dangerous to be around me.
Oh, what do you want, Jacob?
Yeah, where's my daughter, Renaissance?
May.
Where's
Renem Zamwe?
Why? This is a legitimate question. Why? This is a legitimate answer. Fuck you. Why? Well, I really wish I didn't watch this fucking movie. Hey.
It's a teeny popper movie with vampires doing it for the hell of it!
It's based on a book.
How was I supposed to know it's based on a shitty one?
The behind-the-scenes moments, like in casting or in simply publishing the book, are laced together with trite ineptitudes, dumb luck, and menial horse shit. Kristen Stewart, for example, was working on another set when the chosen director for Twilight, Catherine Hardwicke, visited her for an informal screen test and was apparently captivated. Well, thank you for coming to see us, Miss Stewart. We're just going to be seeing what your acting range is today.
Okay. Would you show us happy? Would you show us morose? Would you show us angry? Brilliant! We have our star!
Fans have also noted the accuracy of the book when describing the city of Forks.
It's very cloudy.
Perhaps the thing I hate most about this series isn't that it's popular, but that people think it's good. Movies like The Room, Birdemic, and Samurai Cop are obviously terrible, but have earned their fan base even if it's ironic. It does just about everything wrong, and yet people will claim, with a straight face, that it is a beautiful masterpiece. We have a series that is measurably bad, but has a multitude of defenders. I mean, what can you say about a story's worth when the plot of the entire series can be accurately summed up in a single paragraph? Well, you could do a character-driven story, and some of my favorite movies are, in fact, character-driven stories instead of plot-driven ones. But you know what? Those movies were fucking good! Normally, I would try to defend the book while complaining about the movie, but Twilight is terrible no matter what form you take it in. Written, cinematic, audio, video games, doesn't matter! So, fuck both the book and the movie. This is not an episode of The Book Was Better. This is an episode of everything is horrible and I hate the world! So, with all that said, let's take a bite out of...
Oh, I can't do it, no! I don't wanna, no! Why would you do this? Save me, Buffy!
Sorry about that little outburst. Instead of starting with the movie, I wanted to start with the book. Now, take a look at the cover. I'm sure you're all familiar with the hands cupping the apple on the main cover of Twilight. Everyone's seen this thing because it's all over the internet. But what does it mean? What the hell does an apple have to do with these wannabe vampires? Was the scene where Edward uses Bella's apple like a hacky sack that entrancing? Well, no. The apple means something completely different. The apple is actually a reference to Adam and Eve's forbidden fruit. Now, that might not surprise you, what with this series basically boiling down to Mormon propaganda, but then there's the symbolic meaning of Edward and Bella's romance being a forbidden one. But here's the thing. No one in this book is telling them they can't be together! That doesn't occur until the Italian vampires are introduced in the sequel. In fact, in this book, it's exactly the opposite. Edward's family, who are all vampires, fully support this relationship, and although Edward is hesitant to get together with Bella at first, he takes no actions to prevent it. This cover is entirely irrelevant to everything in the book! I haven't even opened the first page and I'm already this pissed off! So we finally move on to the debacle of the movie. Oh my god, we're only just now getting to the movie. Oh my god. So our main character is... No, I don't want to dignify her by calling her a character. Let's go with... So this massive personified failure is Bella Swan. The movie opens to this irrelevant soliloquy.
I'd never given much thought to how I would die. But dying in the place of someone I love seems like a good way to go.
It may sound profound and moving. Who am I kidding? No, it doesn't. I only bring this up so I can talk about it much, much later in the episode. Bella's mother is leaving to travel the country with a new husband, so Bella's moving from Arizona to Washington to live with her father.
Your hair's longer.
Cut it since the last time I saw you.
Oh. Guess it grew out again.
If this were any more awkward, he would be smelling her hair. Now, Bella's father, Charlie, isn't that bad as a person. He's obviously trying, albeit awkwardly, to make sure Bella's comfortable, made up her room with a bunch of new stuff, and even bought her a truck.
So, what do you think?
what?
Your homecoming present.
This?
Just bought it off Billy here.
Now, Bella's expression here is much more emotional than in the book.
Oh my gosh! This is perfect.
Which is incredible considering Stewart's muted performance for the rest of the movie. In the book, she took one look at the truck, thought it looked trashy and horrible, and hated it instantly, despite noting that money was hard come by her father. I mean, what an ungrateful bitch! This is also the scene that introduces Jacob, the werewolf.
Hi, I'm Jacob.
He'll have one moment of exposition 30 minutes into the movie, and then becomes completely irrelevant until book 2. So Bella makes her way into school and runs into John, Ted, Ben, I honestly can't remember.
Hi, I'm Eric, the eyes and ears of this place.
This guy is such a background character, he might as well walk around dressed in wallpaper.
Anything you need? Tour guide, lunch date, shoulder to cry on?
Whoa, down boy! You just met her. It's a little early to try sticking your dick in her. Speaking of dicking around, Bella goes to a few classes where we meet more extraneous characters who have literally no impact on the plot, the story, or any main characters in any way.
Hey, you're from Arizona, right?
Yeah.
Aren't people from Arizona supposed to be, like, really tan?
Yeah. Maybe that's why they kicked me out.
You're good?
That's so funny.
Yeah, this is another legitimate criticism of the book and the movie. Teenage girls are among the most judgmental people out there, but aside from one lame insult as she arrives to school,
Nice ride.
everyone treats her super special nice.
Smile. Okay, sorry, I needed a candid for the feature.
Okay. Has anyone in this entire production ever been to high school? Everyone, and I mean everyone, treats Bella like some magnificent snowflake that they all want to befriend or have awkward sex with.
It's okay.
I got your back, baby.
Famous celebrities with better looks, actual talent, and crap tons more money get more hate than this, so why is Bella the center of the damn universe here? Do these students really have nothing else going on in their lives? I can understand this being in the book because maybe Meyer went through an extremely sheltered life and was homeschooled to the point where she wasn't even allowed to see the sun. But does anyone actually look at these guys on screen and think for a moment that any of them were based on real people? So, Bella and her friends hang out at lunch when he finally comes in. The other star of our film and the reason so many creepy 40 and 50-year-old women started masturbating again, Edward Cullen. And I gotta say, for all the damage this character has done to the world of literature, I don't hate Robert Pattinson for it. His performance in the movie is somewhere between doped-up coke fiend and repressed axe murderer, but considering what he had to work with, can you really blame him? He went on to bash Twilight even from the beginning of the series.
When I read it, it seemed like I was convinced that Stephanie was convinced she was Bella, and it wasn't. It was like it was a book that wasn't supposed to be published.
And you may remember that he went on to date Kristen Stewart, only for her to cheat on him later. I'll question his taste in women, but at least he was upfront about the series, and hell, a job's a job. Can't fault him for that. So Bella sees Edward and is instantly smitten with him. But the feeling apparently isn't returned, because when our two lovebirds are made science partners, Edward reacts like Bella just farted. Really? In front of the fan? Why? Bella even sniffs herself to see if it really is her. Now I have to bring up something from the book. Edward ends up trying to excuse himself from the class, apparently because of how good Bella smells. Ladies, when was the last time you fell for a guy because he said he liked your scent? However, in the book, the main reason he does this is because the science class is going to have a blood testing lesson where students prick their fingers to see what their blood type is. What the hell happened to just dissecting cows' eyes? What they're doing in the book is probably illegal, certainly so without parents' permission. Oh, and also, great cinematography in this scene. Very subtle imagery here. Because I totally never noticed the wings on the awkwardly posed owl behind Edward at all. And would you believe that after everything I've mentioned so far, we're not even 12 minutes into this movie? For a movie with no plot, this fucker takes an eternity to get through.